or pronounced in Korean, Bad Boys. And they're also another new team here to the KDL, as long with the team Lotem. So today, Muhan's going up against the new kids. And, I mean, this team didn't show too much the first game they played. They kind of had a bit of a disappointing display. Kind of getting outdrafted. I mean, they were up against, I believe it was Hot 6, so no surprise there, but they did make him look pretty easy. So I know Khan for sure, especially after watching that. I believe he was casting with me during that time. He was feeling very, very confident against them. So we'll have to wait and see exactly how Muhan what they have planned for this team here. And there's Team Muhan again. Genie, Khan, Prodoak, Art, and Gamja. Khan, the handsome devil on the left there. My usual co-caster here at the KDL. Unfortunately, while he is playing, he cannot cast, so I will be solo casting this very last game here today. This is Game 3. The last here, the Tier 2 day. This is definitely looking to be an interesting game, though. I mean, Muhan definitely have to take a win here. If they lose to the Bad Boys, they can definitely kiss their top 2 goodbye. They just there's no way they can make it at this point. But if they can get this win here and keep moving forward, I mean, they can definitely do it with just one loss. They still have some pretty powerful teams to play still, but I mean, this is the first step. And the Bad Boys, they're still looking for their first win as well. They haven't won a game this season. They've only played one game this season, I believe. So still looking to get their names on the map. We haven't seen too much of them yet. So I'm really hoping we'll see a stronger display from them this today. Obviously, they got to watch the last game. And they're like, well, they lost a pretty crushing game that went for 50 minutes. So they're probably tired and probably very frustrated. So going into this with a bit of an advantage, kind of like how Muhan went into the game against Lotem with that sort of mindset as well. But I think Lotem probably took it a little bit easier, considering it was Team Hot 6, one of their teammates, one of their brother teams in the team house. So it's up to Muhan to regroup. Let's have a look and see exactly what they can do and what kind of strategy they have. I didn't get to talk to Khan between the break, so I'm not entirely sure what his plan is for this time, but I know for sure at least that Khan will be playing the carry. So I guess that's something, but not really. The game is loading up now, so we'll be jumping into the picks and bans very, very shortly here. And we did kind of see interesting kind of picks and bans from Bad Boys in the past. We did see Shadow Shaman, Marauder, Shadow Demon, Naga Siren, and Pugna picked up. And it kind of just didn't work out for them at all. They kind of just actually fell apart. So maybe the picks and bans are a bit weak for Team Bad Boys. Maybe they haven't got that down. Or maybe they were just trying something a little crazy against MVP Hot 6, as a lot of teams probably will. Looks like we will be actually restarting the game. I think the Chinese casters went in together. So a little bit more of a delay here while we kill time. I hope everyone's having fun with the Tier 2 games. I know it's not Team Zephyr or Team MVP Phoenix, but there's a lot of promise here as well. A lot of these players actually have been on Tier 1 teams before, but they've kind of split off and formed new teams, and they've kind of had to go through the Tier 3 and into Tier 2 again. So a lot of talent in this Tier 2 pool. And I mean, MVP Hot 6 probably have the most promise, and I definitely think we could see MVP Hot 6 into Tier 1 sometime soon. If they keep growing at the rate they are, I definitely think they have potential to. The game is loading up once again. So any second now, we'll get into this picks and bans for the final game here, the KDL Tier 2 day. It's actually one of the casters. I think it's the Chinese casters. It's just not loading on their client, so it's a strange delay here. Haven't had this one. We've had a lot of delays, but not one like this. So maybe he has to restart his Dota client or something. We'll have to wait and see if we're going to resume without him or not. Tell you what, solo casting Dota is actually, it's a lot of fun, but it can go on for a while. And looks like we maybe no. All right, so game's gonna restart again. I hope you guys are having fun. Trying to figure out exactly what's going on here. But besides Team Muhan, we definitely have like a Monkey Spanner and Team MVP Hot 6. So definitely looking like the top two sort of teams in Tier 2 at the moment. And I mean, but at the same time, last play day, we did see Monkey Spanner go down to a surprising, taking a surprising loss, which no one was expecting actually. Really changing up things in the Tier 2. Taking that kind of upset, so it kind of opened things up a lot of potential here for the other teams. And it looks like we're going straight into the picks and bans. Third time's the charm. Finally, I have something more to talk about while this delay goes down. Betboys against Team Muhan. Team Muhan starting with that Tidehunter ban. It's going to be interesting to see what Team Muhan goes for this time. I mean, they just couldn't find some traction there with their lineup. I think just the early game, they kind of got picked apart by Lotem just a little too much. So a bit of a weak showing in the early game. They're getting caught out when they shouldn't have. And from there, I think they just took a few bad engagements, which really led into the mid game where I mean, Lotem just had this snowball effect with their heroes, and I feel like their heroes were a lot more designed for the late game compared to what Muhan had picked up. And it got to a point where the team fights were just completely one-sided. And, I mean, they were caught out a lot too. Khan definitely got caught out in that very, very last fight while he was thinking about doing Roshan. Everyone was missing at that point, and they were just waiting for him. It looked like he was trying to bait them, but then, like, everyone else kind of initiated, and, like, the Black Hole didn't do anything. Shadow Shaman didn't do anything either, and yeah, they got torn apart. We see Skywrath as well as Doom banned out for the Betboys, and Lycan banned out for Team Muhan. So we're gonna go into the first pick here for Team Muhan. I wonder what kind of style they're gonna be playing this game. They could play the same style. It's not like they had a weak lineup. They just didn't find what they needed early enough. And, I mean, the Shadow Shaman was always using his wards purely for defense. And we're going to start with the Viper again. So Khan feeling very, very confident with this Viper. And I don't blame him. He played it very, very well. He was definitely the strongest on their team. Definitely played the carry very, very well, winning his lane and doing a lot for that team in the mid to late game. It was just kind of everyone else's problem trying to get there. Pro Doak on the Tinker got shut down very, very early. And yeah, he just couldn't find the farm, and it took him so long to find what he needed to go into that late game. Like, we delayed for so long. Oh, hold on a second here. Ember Spirit. Now that is an interesting pickup. We haven't seen an Ember Spirit today. And yeah, I kind of miss the Ember Spirit. Very, very fun hero to watch. Has some great escape, and this could very well be Karn on that Ember. Playing in that safe lane. I mean, both potentially can be safe lane, can be mid heroes. It's going to be up to Team Muhan where they put them. It's going to be up to who they give them to. Khan would definitely do a lot of work on that Ember there. And we do see the Brewmaster and Razor for the Betboys. Brewmaster most likely, I'm going to have to say safe lane, considering we have a Razor. Razor generally is the mid laner. Going to be hard though for the Razor if it's going to be up against a Viper. Viper usually, well, I mean, either hero is going to have a rough time against Viper in general. Static Link can work, but I mean, that means you got to get close enough to use it, and the Viper is going to be DPSing you down while that's happening, or disengaging, either way. Going to be very, very hard for Razor to kind of bully that lane. We see a Shadow Shaman ban out as well for Team Muhan. Definitely kind of stifling the pushing power of Betboys lineup. I mean, if you have Razor as well as Shadow Shaman, you can find towers pretty easily, and you can do a lot of split pushing as well. Eye of the Storm, obviously doing a lot of work. Once you have that Aghanims. And an Earthshaker ban for the Betboys. And we did see Earthshaker picked up from Muhan in the past, and they have done a lot of work on it as well. But not today. And that's probably a fair call. I believe before today, actually, Earthshaker was one of the heroes they played last. And it did do a lot of work. So it's up to... It's up to Team Muhan. What are they going to ban out? Witch Doctor. Okay. So they're kind of scared of these supports here. They're going into this third pick phase. Considering what we have already picked out for Betboys, as well as Muhan, both picking carries early on. Obviously, the support pool is going to be a lot more banned out. Betboys taking some time, trying to figure out what to get rid of. Very interested to see where this Ember Spirit's going to end up. I think it's going to have to be safe lane, considering we have a Razor. I mean, Ember Spirit mid against a Razor just doesn't seem like a good idea, or a very fun laning phase for the Ember. And he needs a lot of farm, and he needs it pretty early on. You want to get that Battle Fury ASAP, start building that damage. So Sleight of Fist can do a lot of work, obviously. Did also see the Centaur War Runner banned out for the Betboys. And they're going to go for an Enchantress here. Okay. So we're going to have a jungler for the Betboys. Very interesting kind of pickup here. Definitely going to be up to Team Muhan to react to that. Maybe even go for that, the warding of the big jungle creeps. No doubt, no doubt. And what are Muhan going to react to this with? We did see them go Enigma last time. But against this lineup, I'm not entirely sure if Enigma would be the best choice. And we're going to see a Puck. I like this a lot. Especially if they get initiation onto the Brewmaster with, obviously, a Blink, Silence. Shut him down very early on. Great for initiating. And it could very well be FX. FX playing Pugner. Well, it can't be FX, but FX has done a lot of work in the past, actually. Playing the Pugner in their last game against, I believe it was MPV Hot 6. Didn't get much done with that hero whatsoever. That was actually a really weird pick. And I remember Khan questioning it a lot when they picked it up. And we're going to see a Faceless Void. Okay. A very, very strong late game here for the Betboys. Chronosphere, obviously something very, very hard to deal with. So now that they know the carries, and I mean, it's actually a kind of a nice lineup to get a Faceless Void against, I think. Chronosphere are going to do a lot of work against this. There's not much to really shut him down unless he gets initiated on with the Puck. If he gets silenced, then sure. Means they're essentially going to have one support with the jungler. And it might even be up to Team Muhan to kind of be aggressive on this Faceless Void and shut him down early. Maybe with an offensive tri-lane with the Viper. I mean, you could have a Puck mid, Viper off-lane offensive try, and solo safe lane Ember. It wouldn't be too hard considering the lineup we see already. Oh, but never mind. We're going to see an Enigma once again for Team Muhan. They didn't get too much done last time. But, I mean, still great potential there. As long as the Enigma doesn't get, like, chronoed, he can do a lot with his black hole. Kind of shut down the chronosphere, and, I mean, even initiated with it, just completely shut down the Faceless. It's going to be a lot of initiating, a lot of very important initiations for Muhan. They're going to have to get the jump on these, especially the Brewmaster and Faceless. Like, always going to be a hard fight once level 6 is up for both heroes. But I kind of like how the Betboys aren't completely banking on Chronosphere to do all the work. Like, as we have seen with some lineups where you see, like, Faceless Void as well as Skywrath, and then, like, some other, maybe, like, a Invoker with Sunstrike. And it's, like, all based on the Chronosphere ganks. So when you have, like, everything invested in that and it just doesn't happen, like, you're going to fall behind in team fights quite badly. So I can agree with it a lot here. And it's kind of interesting to see both teams going for jungles as well. So kind of a mirror match in a sense. The lanes will definitely be kind of mirrored. So it's going to make it for a kind of an interesting laning phase at the very least here. Enchantress versus Enigma in jungle. And it's going to be interesting to see where the Faceless ends up. I feel like he will be off lane there. And he'll probably be up against the Ember. And we could very well see Viper mid, Puck off lane. And it's pretty much down. Oh, okay. We're going to see a Lich. So looking for some... well, obviously Lich is great for winning like a certain lane. Like, because it's going to deny a creep almost every wave with Sacrifice. So that's an interesting pickup, but I mean, at the same time, it's not going to give them much ganking power at all early on. Frost Nova just doesn't do enough. Frost Blast, sorry, in this game. And I mean, Chain Frost is going to do a lot once the Chronosphere is up as well. So there's potential there. A lot of synergy between them. Plasma Field also have great AoE and great right click on a lot of these heroes. And it's going to be up to Muhan. What are they going to go with for this last pick here, the support pick? Are they going to go for more of a ganking here? I mean, I think it'd be a good idea, considering what we see. Something to go with the Viper, maybe a stun. Really synergize well with him. I mean, looking at what we have left, we can even see a Marauder at this point. But I don't know about that. You could see a Dazzle. Dazzle would go pretty well. Adding some survivability to anyone that's chronoed. Always going to help out. Just give him a bit more survivability. Oh, but I was actually thinking this might be the one other choice, and we're going to see a Warlock here. And I like this a lot. Warlock does some great work, and definitely adds a lot of survivability with Shadow Word. Great healing, great nuke early on. Great in the laning phase here. Here's a quick look at the bad boys. The new challenges here in the KDL Tier 2. Up against Team Muhan. Game is loaded. We're going to be jumping in just a second. Tier 2, Match 9, Betboys versus Muhan. Looks like we are going to be having that safe lane Razor. Very interesting. Betman on the Enchantress. FX on that off lane Faceless Void. I called it. I called it, guys. Wolmei on that mid Brewmaster. Genie on the Ember. Ganja, position 5 Warlock here. Chaotic offering one of the coolest spells in the game by far in terms of how strong it is and how cool it looks. And we got Pro Doak mid on the puck. Okay, so interesting laning here. We're actually going to have safe lane Viper on Karn, so Karn actually sticking to the Viper here. I thought to myself, like, maybe it could be the Ember Spirit, but no, it looks like Karn is going to be doing that off lane. I mean, the safe lane here. And I mean, he's going to be up against that Lich, as well as the Faceless Void. Lich going to help out Faceless Void and finding a lot of farm, absolutely here. Might be exactly what they need. And it's going to be Ember Warlock in that off lane, up against the Razor. It's going to be a hard fight. It was very, very well played of them to put Razor in the safe lane like this. It's going to be very, very hard for the Ember Spirit to find decent farm. Static Link obviously going to harass a lot, and even with the Warlock there, it's still going to be very, very hard to kind of bully the Razor out. And at the same time, Khan is definitely going to find some decent farming as well, even though he's up against the Faceless Void. He won't really get bullied out, I feel, against the Lich. I mean, the way the Lich is played, usually as a support role like this, so like in the laning phase in general, Sacrifice is going to help push the lane to their tower. It's going to help a little bit. We see a lot of damage going to the Pro Doak early on, and also some great harass from Khan. While this is happening, we have Art in the jungle. No surprise there. Oh, but we have a very, very early rotation here from Batman, looking to shut down Khan early on. And, oh, one of the creeps failed, died already, but Khan in huge trouble here, taking so much damage early on. Shockwave goes down, and the right click from Batman shuts him down. So a really, really great rotation there from Batman. I was kind of worried for a second there because the giant tomato ended up running out of time and dying before they actually got to the lane, but I mean, Shockwave was all he needed to add that extra damage, and a beautiful first blood there. And at the same time, Batman is actually just harassing Art at this point. He just can't find any farm here, so kind of a bad start here for Team Muhan, even Pro Doak taking so much damage. So not the best laning phase here once again for Team Muhan. And we even see some great warding in the jungle of the Radiant, shutting down that Enigma as much as he can. And while in the top lane, I mean, Ember's actually hasn't had the best time up there. Razor definitely doing a lot more. Ember finding some farm there. Warlock definitely helping a little bit at the very least. And we still... Enigma, Batman actually taking a lot of damage here. Oh, Batman way too deep though. He's going to get shut down completely. Pro Doak just simply rotates down from his tower to secure that kill. At the same time, Khan trading with FX. FX getting pretty low at this point. He's got to be careful there. There is a Lich there as well. While on top, Genie still getting some decent farm in. Wolmei mid getting the best farm in. Pro Doak 6 behind already. Getting a little bit bullied there by the Brewmaster. Already see phase boots. Oh, wait a second. Sagan in huge trouble here. Genie can actually shut him down, finish him up if he wants to. No, he doesn't want to. Oh, ends up going down anyway. Looks like Shadow Web finished the job there, so very, very nicely done. It looks like Art is actually rotated to the Dire jungle, taking a lot of damage from the Hellbear Smasher. Getting a little too close there. His Thunderclap doing the work. But looks like he will get Shadow Worded, or at least get a heal. There we go. Shadow Word goes down. Shadow Word goes down. And looks like they're kind of trading jungles. Same time, Wolmei getting some rune control early on. And looks like we might actually see something else here. We see Static Link. He's not breaking it though. He's actually hanging around too much, and he's not actually going to be able to do any damage. And we actually see a TV in here, and so Art might be really caught out here. In huge trouble here. He could actually get right click down. He is up against phase boots. One more right click's going to do the trick, and he gets it. Sagan finding the kill. Very, very nicely done there. And Gamja, you got to get out of there, buddy. Looks like he's going to hide there. Looks like they don't want to follow up. They don't know who else is there. And, I mean, Ember is still in the lane. Visibility rune bottom. Looks like Puck's going to go for that one. While Wolmei just continues to free farm the lane. Up to 31 last hits now to Puck's 20. He's really falling behind here. Karn, bottom lane, not fighting too much either. Kind of trading even with Faceless Void here. Not as easy as it was against the Centaur, that's for sure. And Faceless Void is essentially solo farming, so he's going to get that level 6 pretty quickly. And we actually see a rotation from Puck. Puck invisible at this moment. So, I mean, if he gets the perfect silence off, there's going to be huge damage onto the Faceless. At the same time, Wolmei getting some damage in on the tower, considering Puck has rotated out. Oh, but here we go again. Here comes another rotation from Batman. Are they going to find the stun? No, they actually do not. Searing Chains doing a lot of work there, disabling him in the nick of time. And finally, a tower is starting to get pushed here. Karn, as well as Art, doing some work here. And they're not going to get it down for sure, but they're getting some damage in for sure. Definitely softening it up. See a TP in. Lich has finally returned to the lane, so going to help out a lot. Definitely what FX needs. There's no way he's going to hold that by himself, not against the Viper. And they're actually doing more and more damage to this. They're staying in lane here. They're not threatened by the Lich and Faceless at all. Faceless almost level 6 at this point. If the Lich wasn't there, he would be. So, I mean, if he got level 6, there could definitely be like a Chrono with TP's in. They could do a lot of work here. Karn eating a Frost Blast, but, I mean, trading with poison attack, obviously going to do a lot of work. A lot more damage in the end. It's a pretty kind of passive game. We have had a couple kills so far, but not too much happening early on. Could go to the late game again. Definitely seems like that's where Muhan is comfortable. And oh, looks like we are going to see that Chrono just maybe. Yep, Viper Strike goes down, but oh, Khan getting right click down. I don't think he can get out from here. And they finish him off with a right click from the Lich. Very nicely done there from FX. Securing that kill very early on. Obviously want to really slow down that Viper's item progress, that mech. Slow that down as much as possible. Slow down any sort of early pushing power. Any early team fighting. And I mean, yeah, more experience, more gold for the Faceless Void, which is what they want. We almost see the mech online for the Viper. Only has about 900 gold more, and he'll get there. And while that's happening, we have a Haste Rune Wolmei looking for the engagement here. Gamja's only level 4. There's no way he's going to get anything done here. Sargon runs in. Gamja caught out of position. Looks like he's TPing out. Oh, Thunderclap does the job. Genie in huge trouble as well. Searing Change goes down, but I mean, does not get the Razor, but oh no. That Hellbear blocks him out, but Thunderclap finishes the job anyway. So Emperor Spirit goes down as well. Wolmei, very, very nice rotation there, and picks up a Blink Dagger for his work. While this is all happening, FX is rotated mid, finding some farm finally. A lot easier than dealing with a Viper bottom. Treads onto Puck, Phase Boots onto the Ember. That is a cool courier. Still no Black Hole online either. Something they would really need for these kind of initiations. Oh, you see, Static Link once again. It just shuts down these melee heroes so easily. Look at that. He only does 10 damage a hit now, so nice escape there from Sagan. Knows exactly what he has to do. I think kind of a mistake from Ember to kind of stay around that long and let that damage get soaked up. It's like Void going straight for that Mask of Madness. And Wolmei has great initiations at this point. Great Blink Dagger. And I mean, the Betboys up 5-2 already. We haven't seen any towers down just yet. Both teams kind of taking a bit more of a passive approach this game, but it's definitely looking a lot better. And we see another Chronosphere on the Prodoc. Does he actually have enough DPS to take him down? He might actually with the Enchantress. Oh no, he doesn't, so another 2-minute cooldown for the Chronosphere. Maybe if the Enchantress was there just a little bit earlier, it could have done some work. Mouth is actually helping out a great deal in that fight too, slowing down any sort of DPS. I mean, at the very least... Oh, wait a second. We actually saw a huge engagement onto Karn here. Primal Split being used, and Karn in a huge amount of trouble. You have Art here, but Art has no mana. He's not going to be able to do much. And Karn in huge trouble, taking some more damage. Oh, the Enchantress right-click actually... Oh! Gets the right-click after the blink. Very nicely done here. So Karn getting shut down again in the bottom. He is not having a good day today. Another really nice rotation there from the Betboys. It's like Team Wuhan just not finding it early on. They're just not winning these laning phases as much. And you can already see by the last hits alone, like Razor, Brewmaster, as well as Faces are all doing so well in their lanes. Viper, Puck, and Enchantress, not so much. I mean, Viper, Puck, as well as the Enigma, not definitely finding nearly as much farm. They're falling further and further behind at this point. And teamfight's just going to get harder and harder because Chronosphere is already up. I mean, you have Primal Split. You have the Razor doing huge amounts of damage to Eye of the Storm as well as Plasma Field during all this. There is so much damage there, not to mention Chain Frost. And not to mention the right click simply of Enchantress. Yeah, there is a lot of damage here. Impetus obviously going to do huge damage in this state of the game. And there's that Mask of Madness finally on the Faceless Void, so a lot more right click potential, especially in these chronos. Have to wait and see when he's going to look for another one. Looks like they're going to look for another one now. Smoke rotation going up. They're going to look for someone. Looks like it's going to be on the top lane here. We got 3 up here. Black Hole is online. They're definitely going to have to jump on Art first, but if they deal with Art from here, oh no, Art's going to get caught out completely. And there it goes, instant Chronosphere, and he gets simply right-click down from here. And what are they going to do from here? Whoa, FX jumps in completely. That's a little too much. And he gets shut down completely. And from here, Genie is cleaning up, but Sargon comes in with the mech, saves them up. And we got beautiful static link onto Karn. He right-clicks down the Ember from here. Karn is up in the air. He's not going to get out of here. He gets stunned up, shut down. Prodoc in the middle of nowhere as well. And he gets killed. Well, he will get killed if they decide to right-click him. Looks like they actually might rotate out. They're going to stay out, keep alive. They did lose the Faces for that, but I mean, they got 3. So great rotation there, as well as the top tier 1 has gone down as well. So Betboys taking a very commanding lead early on. And it's only going to get worse from here. I feel like they definitely have the better late game. And the mid game at this point. Once level 6 is online, they can just start bullying. And we still haven't seen Chaotic Offering from the Warlock. He has it now. He just hasn't had a chance to use it. And already, 5,000 gold deficit. 7.5k EXP deficit for Team Wuhan. Betboys in complete control. And it's just going to be about them pushing now, I think. They have the momentum. They have the team fight online. We even see another static link. Genie just getting bullied out once again, which has been the trend of this lane. This Razor just doing too much. It's such a bad lane for a melee hero to deal with. And FX back to his bottom lane here. No one to no one in that bottom lane to stop him. And they could very well start pushing the tower from here. And we have kind of a gathering in mid lane. Looks like we're going to have Wuhan try for this tier 1 mid. We almost have mech online for Karn. Only 25 gold away now. And look at that. Look at the domination from Betboys. Over 80% on every lane. So they are clearly very ahead at this point. Wuhan just not finding an early game again. They're falling further and further behind, but I don't think they have the delay with Tinker. They're missing that Tinker to bring them into the late game again, where they might actually have a chance. They're going to have to find something very soon. We see a blinking from Pro Doak. Beautiful silence there. The Lich might go down before he actually gets to use Chain Frost here. But at the same time, we have Primal Split chasing up Pro Doak as well as the Batman on the Enchanter. So much damage going in with Impetus. And he gets out just. So no one goes down. They do a lot of damage to the tier 1 mid, and it looks like the tier 1 bottom is going to go down from creeps alone. Maybe. Very, very soon. They actually could get denied if anyone decides to do it. But everyone's kind of distracted in the mid lane at the moment. Looks like they might be going for a push here. Looks like the Brewmaster might be rotating down for that last hit. And Faceless finding some decent farm. We see Gloves of Haste. So, might see a Midas on that Enigma, and Lich got caught out completely there, but at the same time, Wolmey gets that bottom tower. So he gets the tower last hit, very nicely done. Tower for a Lich, not too bad, but it's going to be all about if they can defend this mid tier 1. They are in position for it. They definitely have Chronosphere up. They can get a great Chronosphere as well. Oh, but are they going to commit to it? No one else isn't really in position at the moment. We actually finally have Razor here. And, oh, they get the Warlock. Can they actually DPS him down? I don't think he can. Black Hole to counter it. Now the FX is in huge trouble here. Chaotic Offering goes down as well. Onto 3. Batman taking a lot of damage as well. Everyone's stunned up from Betboys. Oh, they're looking for something. Chain Frost did a lot of work as well, shutting down the perk. Wolmey chasing Khan, gets the Thunderclap. Doesn't have Primal Split, doesn't matter. They shut him down. Great right click. Looks like it was from the Lich, actually. And Betboys still ahead here, 12-5. Taking down 2 towers so far to the 1 tower. For Muhan. Looks like we will see that Aghanims, obviously, being picked up for the Brewmaster as soon as possible. And FX. Looks like he might have an item getting delivered to him, and it is going to be... What is it going to be? Have to wait to see. See Muhan gathering in middle again. Looks like they want to continue defending. Maybe looking for a push here, but at the same time, we saw this last game. We have FX on the side here, pushing up the top lane, as well as the bottom lane is already pushed out as well. Maelstrom. Finally on the Faceless Void. So he's getting some decent farm in here. His right click is getting very, very strong. And look how comfortable he is farming the Radiant Ancients. They're in complete control already at this point, and once again, Muhan are on the defensive. Seems to be the trend of today. They're just not finding traction in these early games. And there's the Midas on the Enigma finally. Karn finding some decent farm early on, but some bad team fighting has kind of slowed that down a great deal. And I mean, it's so hard to see like how Muhan is going to get back into this already. They kind of have a weird sort of lineup. They have good team fighting if they can get it, but so does the Betboys. And I mean, Betboys have always had the initiation. They've always had that Chronosphere go down before anything else happens. And now we have Aghanims as well online for the Razor. And Ember Spirit getting drums as well, so getting a bit of farm there. Bit of a late drums there. I mean, that's a 19-minute drums. That looks like a puck. And we see initiation on the Khan here. Haste Rune from Wolmey is going to do a lot of damage, but there's no way they're going to follow that up. Not with Shadow Word on the Viper. There's simply no way that's going to happen. But nice bit of harass there. Kind of containing even more so. Such a hard position here for Team Muhan. They're just having so much trouble today. Just finding room, finding space. And we see a Chronosphere up top. It looks like it completely whiffed. So a bit of mistake there from FX, but I guess he gets some harm from that or something. Looks like it might have been on Genie here. Genie's going to follow up here. Searing chains, but Time Walk solves all problems. See Treads finally as well on the Viper. Khan getting something. And Aghanims as well for the Brewmaster. So Betboys finding some great farming early on. I mean, all this team fighting in towers has definitely added up to the point where they're in such a comfortable pushing position as well as team fighting position. They have the items they need to fight. It's just about finding those fights. And we have Wolmei kind of in position as well as FX. FX still 45 seconds away from his chrono, but he can still right-click pretty well. Now that he's got Maelstrom as well as Mask. But there are 3 here for Muhan, so they got to be careful. Not to mention, Black Hole is online as well. Looks like they are going to go for it. Blink in, Thunderclap. Are they going to? Oh, instant silence from the puck. Wolmei might actually get DPS down. No, he doesn't. Oh, but a Chaotic Offering goes down as well. Primal Split against Chaotic Offering here, and as well as the Chain Frost doing so much damage. Batman staying alive, right-clicking down Genie. Genie trying to shut him down. I don't think it's going to be enough here. Puck coming in with the silence to finish off the Enchantress. They're trying to find Genie. I think they will. FX blinks him. Thunderclap. One more right-click does the trick. Not to mention, Lich goes down from Khan. Khan going to try to get out of here, though, and I think he will. So, 3 for 3. Betboys remains kind of in the lead here. They ended up losing the Ember as well as the Enigma for I guess they kind of pretty much traded even. Jungle, a carry, and a support on both sides going down. Wolmei and FX seem to be the biggest problem for this team, though. Muhan just seem to not have an answer for them yet. We have people in position to kind of shut down this tier 2 push, and they are going to shut it down. So, I mean, it was kind of an awkward position there for Betboys after the silence on the Brewmaster went down. Very, very quick reaction there from Puck. Really nicely done, but there was just not enough follow-up there. Chaotic Offering was good and all. I kind of like, to be honest, I kind of like Warlock in a more of a carry position that we see MVP Phoenix play it, because he gets that Aghanims a lot faster, and obviously Chaotic Offering is going to do a lot more in team fights, and just the Warlock in general is going to have like better right-click, he's going to have better items earlier, as well as going to have like better, higher level Shadow Word. It's pretty much everything in general. It's just going to be better. When he's a support, he's going to get things a lot slower, and it's going to be a lot harder for him to come online and actually have that Chaotic Offering do a lot. We already see Faceless Void up to 2.5k again. So looking for his next item very, very soon. Not entirely sure what it's going to be here. See? Ultimate Orb on the Puck as well. Both teams kind of pushing lanes up now. Looking for that defensive position. Muhan kind of posturing up in a defensive position once again. And I mean, Faceless looking for that next Chrono. Using Chrono just about every time it's on cooldown. I really like how they're keeping the tempo up. Looks like they're looking for Batman at this point. They found him. They're rotating up to him. Batman has no idea this is coming, and at the same time, Betboys are looking for someone else as well. Oh no, they found him. And you see Searing Chains. Batman's going to go down for free at this point. This is a 4-man rotation. They get the kill. So very, very nicely done there. 5-man rotation, sorry. And oh, they're going to be careful as well. We see TB's out. Oh, Primal Split onto Art. Art's in huge trouble here. Khan gets out alive. Oh, but Pro Doak also in trouble here. How's he going to get out of this mess? And he blinks. And looks like he will have enough to get away at the same time. Khan is rotated bottom to FX. Right-clicking down FX, and looks like they're just going to TP out. Going to keep alive. So they ended up losing, they also ended up losing the Ember Spirit as well as the Enigma for that Enchantress, so not worth it at all. Wolmei picks up another Haste Rune. Definitely going to be able to bully, look for more kills as well. So, I mean, Muhan trying to make things work here with the Smoke Gang, not really finding what they needed though. And it looks like we will be seeing a Roche attempt from the Betboys.
And I think it's going to pretty much go undetected at this point unless they give it away with the Brewmaster. And Brewmaster is going to... no, not exactly. He can blink in, and he will. So it looks like Muhan does not know any of the better, but it's kind of hard to say if they would actually have the team fight, even if they did. Chrono is down for another 25 seconds, so they could team fight it, but Roshan is going to go down for sure. And they might actually change their mind about this tier 2 push top. It's kind of going to be an awkward position. I mean, Chronosphere is going to be up by the time they get to this tower. But it looks like instead, we're going to see the Betboys rotate bottom and start pushing that bottom tier 2 as well. We see it TP in already from Muhan. Going to be the Puck, but I don't know what exactly Puck's going to do against this. He's going to be very, very careful not to get blinked on. And I think they're going to be trading tier 2 for tier 2 at this point. I do not see a rotation down for Team Muhan being successful whatsoever. Down it goes. FX gets the last hit. While this is happening, it's like Muhan up, kind of pushing it a little bit further, trying to force Betboys back. Betboys definitely have the team fight now. Now they got Aegis on that Faceless as well. He can be a little bit more YOLO with his Chronos, going deep, finding those positions. And, ooh. Puck going a little deep up top, and ooh. So we are going to see him get right click down. A lot of damage on FX now, and he's going to go down for free. So a little too out there, getting caught out completely. So another little step ahead there from the Betboys. And they might actually push off this. I think they could at this point. They definitely could go for another tier 2. BKB online for the Razor as well. Razor getting some great farm in. I wonder if we'll be seeing a refresher this game for that Eye of the Storm. Obviously has that Aghanims as well already as well. So yeah, he has great pushing potential. It's just about finding space for it. And Karn getting a little too deep here. Actually, Karn's in huge trouble, getting stunned up, getting blocked by an invisible Walmei. Thunderclap, and they're going to just right-click him down from here, I think. It's going to be so hard. We do see Malphus go down and kind of help him out a little bit into Primal Split, stuns him up. Everyone just right-clicking down Karn, and Karn can't really find much. He does get a Viper Strike off on the Faceless Void, but it doesn't matter. Pro Doak also in huge trouble, gets stunned down. KDL Lovering goes down as well, but it's just simply too late to the fight. And at this point, what is there left for Team Muhan? They didn't even have the right click of Faceless Void during that fight, and that is 2. That just ends up being just 2, as well as spending a lot of the ultimates, especially from the Warlock. Using it at kind of a terrible time, like obviously for defensive purposes rather than trying to be offensive, and just doesn't find it. And from here, it's going to be another tier 2, and there is nothing Muhan can do about this one. Not with Viper gone. Karn has to be in these fights if they actually want to have a chance. And will they actually push the... Oh, looks like they go for a black hole at this point. He gets 2, but he gets completely shut down by the Lich. Not to mention, at the same time, Warlock went down. And from here, GD's going to go down as well. So, Ember Spirit going down again. And this is actually going to be a tier 3 at this point. There's simply no way they're going to defend against this. Karn just comes in. Looks like they do trigger the Aegis, but what are they going to do after that? Karn has to be very careful. Faceless Void is back. He's right-clicking on Karn, but looks like they don't want to commit. They have Sagan as well as Walmei very, very low at the back. They might actually pull back for now. Looks like they will. Pro Doak looking for something. He's got to be careful there. It's going to take too much damage. 23-9. Almost taking down a tier 3 already. I think they would have for sure if Razor had enough mana for his Eye of the Storm. And now the Betboys. Oh, even Aghanims on Betman the Enchantress. Everyone getting some great farm in. And I mean, 4K already for the Faceless, so he's looking for his next item. Have to wait and see exactly what that's going to be. And even the Lich looks like he's slowly working towards his Aghanims. Going to make that unlimited Chain Frost.
that everyone loves. And look at that lead, 20,000 gold lead. And so we see a Blinking Malefice on the Walmay at the same time. We do see a Chronosphere, more of a defensive one there. It looks like they're going to try and get out of here, or at the same time they're going to take down the Enigma. But are they going to follow up in here? Looks like FX is going to try and right-click down the Ember, but FX taking so much damage. Looks like Warlock goes down. Khan also getting right-clicked down at this point, and he is just out of position. Everyone is just out of position, going too deep onto that Faceless. There's simply nothing they can do. They end up getting the Faceless buff for 3, and from here, I think it's going to have to be Rax unless we see some buybacks. So another bad positioning from Muhan. They're just not finding these team fights today. And I mean, this lineup from the Betboys is going into the late game is going to be so strong. It already is so strong, and down goes the tier 3. Nothing they can do about it at this point. Walmay getting that last hit, getting the refresher. Wow. And a bit of harassment from the Ember Spirit. They're trying to keep it alive. They might actually be able to. They might actually have enough to even go for some kills here, but they can't go too far. Genie taking a lot of damage, especially from the Enchantress. We see Chaotic Offering go down. Walmay staying alive. Sagan barely staying alive. Does go down eventually. And Walmay still alive. Oh, and we see the Chain Frost. So much damage on the Art. Art's going to go down again. You see Khan has returned with Aghanim Scepter finally, which is going to do a lot of work in these initiations. But we do see Primal Split online as well for Walmay. So they can go for another fight. But he's got to be careful here. He's taking a lot of damage. Oh, he's also silenced. He's going to survive for now. But I think they're going to keep the harassment going. It looks like we are going to see a Thunderclap into Primal Split here. And from here, I mean, Khan is in huge trouble. Kamjo's in huge trouble as well. He's going to get right-clicked down. Khan is definitely the next one to get right-clicked down, and I think we could even see Gain from here. He gets a Viper Strike down, but there's nothing else. There's definitely going to be Rax here. We have an Ember Spirit as well as a Puck here, so they can maybe do some harassment. Oh, they're looking for that kill on the Brewmaster. His Primal Split just ends, and they might actually have to retreat again. They're trying their best to find it, but Refresher, Primal Split once again. Pro Doak gets caught out. Looks like they are looking for Genie, but Genie getting out maybe just in time. Wait a second. Time Walk into right-click from FX, getting the job done. And from here, they can simply Eye of the Storm, right-click down these racks finally. So a huge fight for these, huge contention for these racks. No doubt Muhan cannot let it go, or it's simply so close to game at this point. Art getting way too close here, taking so much damage from Sagan. 31-12. And down goes the 2 racks as mid. Million range go down. Sagan cleans it up with Eye of the Storm. And even the creeps are pushing it at this point on the bottom tier 3. And it looks like we are very, very close to that Aghanims on the Lich as well. Butterfly on the Faceless Void, going to give him a lot of survivability, especially against that Viper. And I think it's simply just going to be... Oh, yeah, he's going to get out. They should never use the Chaotic Offering on that. But very nicely done there. And I think just from here, Betboys are going to kind of posture up for another initiation. They're healing up. They're pushing the lanes. Bottom is already being pushed at this point. I think it's just about FX finding another Chronosphere and then just pushing from there. And it's what he's looking for. And I mean, R has to be so careful because I'm pretty sure we'd actually see a Chronosphere onto the Enigma alone at this point. They're just looking for a kill to make things easier. And Sagan pushing down bottom here. Has Eye of the Storm online. And Karn being caught out. Looks like he's going to TB out, but Primal Split catches him. And Karn is in huge trouble again. At the same time, we saw Enigma go down top. And down goes Khan, and this is going to be another Rax for free at this point, unless they see another buyback. And we still have Chronosphere online as well. How are they going to deal with this? They just got simply caught out before anything even happened. And we see, oh, Genie looks like he got caught out. We see Chaotic Offering go down, but that's not going to work at all. And there's GG. Genie calls it. Great game from Betboys, a lot better than the first game they played this season. And a bit of a disappointing day for Team Muhan, which is a real shame. A lot of promise in Team Muhan, but just simply not finding it. Khan not looking happy one bit. No surprise there. I would be fuming. But, no, very, very well played from Betboys, and I'm glad we got to see a better game from him today. I was a bit worried when I first saw them, but, I mean, these guys look like they could take some serious wins, and they definitely have the contention for the top 2 of Tier 2.
네, 뱃보이즈가 이번 시즌 첫 승리를 거두면서 티어2 세 번째 경기가 끝이 났습니다. 여러분 끝까지 최선을 다해준 양팀 선수들에게 다시 한번 큰 박수 부탁드립니다. 네, 이렇게 해서 오늘 경기 결과 티어2 MVP 하6, 로템, 그리고 뱃보이즈가 각각 1승씩을 추가했습니다. 끝으로 여러분께 이번 주 퀴즈를 드리겠습니다. 오늘의 문제는 로템과 MVP 하6의 경기에서 첫 번째 아이기스를 획득한 선수와 팀 이름을 맞춰주시면 됩니다. 정답을 아시는 분은 스포티비 게임즈 공식 페이스북에 댓글을 남겨주시면 정답자에 한해 추첨을 통해 KDL 시즌3 번들 아이템을 드리도록 하겠습니다. 도타2의 정글 KDL 시즌3. 그럼 저희는 8월 27일 수요일 오후 6시 30분에 티어2와 티어2의 무한과 MVP 하6, 티어1의 제퍼와 포커페이스, 그리고 MVP 피닉스의 경기로 다시 돌아오겠습니다.
Thank you very much for tuning in, guys, and thank you for bearing with me while I solo casted these last 2 games. And we'll see you again on Wednesday for more KDL.